At some point in this video, there we go. Fuck me, okay. Hi, hello. My name is Ruben, and I guess I'm just gonna start making videos and yapping to the camera because I really don't have anything else going on. And I will be sending all of these to my friend Aleyah. Love you, shout out girl, because you're my number one supporter, and also because I do not call you enough. I'm a bad friend, I know, I'm sorry. I was just like thinking, there's this guy on YouTube called Zach Films, I think. That Zach, not Zach Films, that Zach. Him. Um, he's a gay YouTuber, and I've been watching him recently while I'm at work and like while I'm at home and stuff, because he's just talking about him being gay and being like fruity and his hookups and stuff, and I'm like, oh, what interesting content, you know. And so I was like, oh well, I have like interesting like stories and stuff like that, like why don't I also just speak. And so, you know, hopefully it doesn't like bite me in the butt in the future, but I doubt that this will ever go anywhere. And if it does, yeah, period. Keep looking at myself in the camera because I low-key look kind of fine. I shaved earlier. Oh, okay, it's kind of patchy. I did shave earlier because I'm going to a BTS concert tomorrow. Last minute, my friend got me BTS tickets. Well, they didn't necessarily get it for me. They had a friend that got an upgrade and was like, here, I'll just sell you my tickets. So we're going to go see BTS tomorrow. And I don't really listen to BTS. The only songs I really know from BTS is Butter. I really don't know any other songs from BTS. Hold on, let me look at their discography. I do know they just came out with a new album, Idol. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I'm excited to see them regardless. Anyway, yeah, so because of that, Zach, I was like, oh, I should start like filming and like just putting my stuff out on YouTube and stuff. I mean, why not? What else are you doing? You're just fucking sitting here in your room like by yourself watching fucking anime and playing video games and gooning. Like, you need to do something else. In middle school, I did in fact date a girl. I know. Oh, fuck. I did in fact date a girl. This was in middle school. It lasted literally 3 days. But yeah, this girl, her name, I'll name her Bree. So Bree was a girl that I was friends with for a bit in 6th grade, and she was friends with this other girl that I was also friends with. At the time, I was like struggling really kind of to deal with my sexuality. Like, I didn't really want to think about it. I was convinced that I was like straight. Really, obviously, that's like not the case now, but at the time, I very much so was like, yeah, I'm a straight boy. But also in 6th grade, I wasn't really thinking about like dating anybody. Like, I very much was just like that chubby little nerdy kid that was like, you know, like I wore a Yoshi t-shirt every single day, so much to the point that my friends called me Yoshi because of how often I wore that t-shirt. And then I used to wear a Stewie Griffin shirt in which it was just his head. Oh yeah, shout out to that. For some reason the camera just decided to shut off. Let me change the lighting. Anyway, yeah, the only ice, where is it? The only ice I like, the only ice I like is the ice that my 2 gay boyfriends skate around on. And it's a heated rivalry shirt, and I got this in Boston, with my 2 other friends who I had to fight tooth and nail to convince to watch because they thought that it was going to be perverted and gross because it was about gay people, and I said no. I mean, it was perverted. They were just having sex nonstop, and I really, you know. But they watched it and they really liked it, and we saw it at a bookstore and they were like, oh my god. And so we bought the shirt, so we have matching shirts. Oh my god, funny story about this shirt. We did not know that it was an anti-ice shirt. We genuinely saw that it was just like boyfriends and like heated rivalry, and we were like, oh my god, it's the show. And then later on, I had gotten sick, so I on this trip, so I like fell asleep, and later on they were trying to film a TikTok, and they were looking at the words on the shirt, and they were like, wait a minute, this is an anti-ice shirt. And then when I eventually woke up, they were like, read this shirt, and what does this say to you? And I read it, and I was like, oh. And yeah, fuck ice. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, I used to wear a Stewie Griffin shirt, and as well as the Yoshi shirt, and it was just his head. It was a purple shirt, Stewie Griffin, and I stopped wearing it because I got stung by a bee, and I thought that the bee stung me because it thought that I was a flower. And when I moved, I hit it obviously, and it got mad, and it stuck my middle finger, and I had a panic attack and had to go home. So so I stopped wearing the shirt. Yeah. Anyway, in sixth grade, I was not interested in dating literally any girls, and so I was like, okay, um, period. Her friend and my friend, her name was, look, I'll call her Alice. She had asked me to be like her date to the sixth grade like dance, and I was like, oh my god, you know, like being stupid and like a boy in like sixth grade. Oh my god, I need to fix this. Give me 1 second. Anyway, she had asked me to be her date to the sixth grade dance, and I was like, oh no, a girl's asking me out. How scandalous and scary. But I agreed because I was like, yeah, I want to go to the sixth grade dance. I remember begging my mom to pay for the ticket. It was a $15 ticket. I remember begging her to let me go to this dance. Hold on. I remember begging her to let me go to this dance and buy tickets so that I can go. And she eventually did, obviously, because I went to the dance. And it was fun. It was whatever. It was 2012. One Direction's "Live While We're Young" music song was like super popular, and the music video had just dropped. And at the time, I had pretended I did not like One Direction, but I liked One Direction. I loved One Direction. And so, you know, really, really found myself. That was probably the start of where I started finding myself being like, ooh, boys. Besides like the department stores, like underwear section, stuff like that. Anyway, at some point at that dance, Brie had come up to me and she was like, hey, Alice wants to ask you to slow dance with her. And I was like, no, and ran away. Maybe like a few months passed, and Brie had texted me on Facebook Messenger because what a better way to do it. I guess that's how we were all dating, was on Facebook. And she had asked me out, and I was like, yeah, of course, girl, like, let's of course, girl, like, let's yeah, let's date. I was excited because I'd never been asked out to be like someone's boyfriend, and I was like, yeah, oh my god, yes, totally, I would love to be your boyfriend. And so we dated, and it lasted literally 3 days. I kid you not. So the first day we dated, I was so excited, couldn't keep it to myself. I was like, oh, maybe we should be on the DL about it. You know, let's not tell people. My big mouth immediately told people, and it spread like wildfire. And also because I was bullied a lot in middle school for obvious reasons. Yeah, so it spread around towards the people who were mean to me. I remember my science class, my science class, we were learning about Punnett squares, and I got assigned to be a partner with a boy. He was friends with the people who were mean to me, but he himself wasn't mean to me. In my mind, I was like, that makes you better than them. And we were fake married for this assignment because there was an odd amount of boys and girls, and he just so happened to be the one that got stuck with me. In that class, as we were working on Punnett squares, I overhear his friends talking about how I'm dating Brie, and they start saying that she is like a man, and she's like built like badly, like da da da, and it made me really upset. So upset that I started crying in class. My seventh grade teacher was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he was like, "Okay," and because you know I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay," even though I was like in tears crying. And at the end of that class, the boys had apologized to me for saying mean things about her, which is like whatever. And I was like, "Oh, it's okay." Still in tears. And I was like, "No, it's okay." I was very into Kingdom Hearts, and I mean still very much am very much so into Kingdom Hearts. I have all the games, especially now because of the remixes that have come out. I mean, I even have like these like pop figures here, Keyblades, kind of like in this little corner over here. And she loved My Little Pony, so from day one to day two, night one to night two of our relationship, she was like, oh, she was also like, she could draw, and so she was like, I want to draw you a My Little Pony Kingdom Hearts like crossover thing where I would draw you as a pony with a keyblade. And I was like, well, I am not really into My Little Pony. Like bronies were like a huge thing, and growing up, if you were a brony, you were like a loser, and I was already kind of considered a loser, and on top of that, I was a gay loser, and so
adding brony to that would not have really fit well with me. And also, I fell to the misogynistic trap of, well, My Little Pony is for girls, so I can't like that. And so I never got into it. She was like, I want to draw you this. And I was like, okay, I don't really like My Little Pony, but I love Kingdom Hearts, so I think that'd be cool. Go for it. She drew it for me. I don't have the photo anymore. It's not on my Facebook anymore. I can't even get access to that Facebook anymore. And that's a whole other can of beans that I'm so, like, irritated about because I can't get access to it. And that has, like, a lot of stuff and, like, memories that I can't get access to. So it pisses me off. But anyway, the next day we're at school and things are fine. We're like, whatever. You know, we're like, we're meeting each other in between classes. We're like walking to each other's classes together. Like, it's like cute. It's like whatever. Typical like middle school relationship. Like, what are you gonna do? So, go home. Everything's fine. My mom ordered Domino's pizza. It was sausage pepperoni pizza, and I know this because I remember this night so well. Yeah, my mom ordered pizza. I had three slices because I was big. I was sitting on my bed, texting her. And she texts me, she goes, hey, can we talk? I go, yeah, what's up? She was like, I'm gonna be honest, I really just see you, like, as a friend. I only just see you as a buddy. I don't think that we should be dating anymore. And I was like, oh, yeah, totally, completely understand, no problem. But, you know, still homies. And we were still homies for a little bit. But I did cry that night because I was like, damn, 3 days, longest relationship I've ever had ever at the age of 12. And I was friend zoned. So she broke up with me, and yeah, so we were friends for a little bit, maybe a month or two after. But then she, one day I noticed had been giving me dirty looks, and I was like, oh, what is going on? And so one day I texted her and I was like, hey, did I do something to upset you? I don't understand, because you keep looking at me like you're mad at me. And listen, before I say this next part, I cannot confirm nor deny whether or not this happened because I truly, truly, genuinely cannot remember if this ever happened. I am sure. I actually don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm sure of because I know for a fact that my memory of these years are very far and few in between because trauma. So whether or not the things that I was accused of happened, cannot tell you. It is possible. It did happen. I was a big shit talker in high school, so I wouldn't be surprised if it started somewhere in middle school. She had basically responded and she was like, you've been going around talking about me behind my back and calling me big and saying that I'm an elephant. Now, that is crazy in my mind because I was also big. Big as hell. And I still very much so am big. So for her to say that I was talking about her saying that she was big when she was my friend, I was a little confused. I genuinely do not know. And if she ever sees this, girl, I don't know, I'm sorry. I hope that this isn't like you see this and you're like, what the fuck? You're still talking about that shit? Yeah, girl. I'm still talking about that shit. Beating a dead horse. And you know what? Let's squash the beef. If I'm not gonna say if. I'm gonna use words as though I did say it. I am sorry that I called you big and an elephant. Don't know why I would do that because I too am big and an elephant. Was then, am now, still currently. So I am so sorry. We proceeded to no longer talk after that. I was still friends with some of the people that she was still friends with. Like we had like a little bit of a group, but obviously towards middle school to high school, that didn't really matter because I stopped being friends with a lot of people from middle school and high school for a lot of different reasons. But that is what happens. I do know for a fact that me being a shit talker in high school is definitely one of the reasons why I stopped being friends with certain people. But that was my first relationship and my first and only relationship with the girl ever. But I will say it wasn't her fault that I wanted to start sucking